and welcome to News Hour on Souq News, where we bring you the update from across the world. Here are some of the headlines. Lagos opens fourth overpass bridge, easing traffic congestion. CSJ urges removal of £512 billion non-priority project from 2024 budget. Netherlands surpasses India as Nigeria's largest oil buyer. Thank you for joining us. I'm Adesua Irabuseli. We begin in Lagos. As Christmas approaches, commuters traveling on the Ikeja along connecting Magoro, Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway and the Oshodi-Mushin axis are in for a relief from traffic congestion. Lagos State has officially opened the Ikeja overpass bridge to vehicular traffic, marking the fourth out of 5 overpass bridges to be constructed along the Red Line corridor. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, joined by the Governor of Kwara State and Chairman of the Nigerian Governor Forum, Malam Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, announced the inauguration of the Ikeja overpass. The infrastructure aims to improve traffic flow, enhance safety by separating vehicular and pedestrian traffic from rail tracks, and reducing the risk of accidents and collision between trains and vehicles. The Lagos State Ferry Service Lag Ferry has organized a boat cruise to Takwa Bay Island Beach, introducing the Bariga Jetty to greater visibility and attention as part of efforts to enhance water transportation services. Tagged Love Lagos Water Experience, the cruise offered fun seekers, holiday makers and tourists the opportunity to enjoy Lagos's stunning coastline and a memorable beach experience. Lag Ferry Managing Director Mr. Ladi Balogun highlighted that the initiative aims to ensure the regular patronage of magnificent terminals for daily commuting tourists, revelers and adventurers. The experience also seeks to change the lifestyle of Lagosians by creating time for relaxation, adventure, well-being, and the beautiful exploration of coastal assets through effective collaborations with beaches and resorts. Governor Mohammed Bago has unveiled the proposed budget for Niger State in 2024, amounting to 613 billion naira, presenting it before the State Assembly. Describing it as a budget of the future, Governor Bago emphasized the pivotal role of the financial year in realizing the state government's vision for a rejuvenated Niger State. He expressed a particular commitment to the agricultural sector. The Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, Seriki Jaji, assured that the budget would undergo thorough scrutiny for the benefit of the state and its people. Away from that, the Center of Social Justice CSJ, led by Mr. Eze Onyekwere, advocates for the removal of non-priority projects worth £512.356 billion from the 2024 budget. In a report titled Frivolous, Inappropriate, Unclear and Wasteful, estimated in the 2024 Federal Appropriation Bill, CSJ calls on the Senate and House of Representatives to eliminate unnecessary expenditures to address the economic and fiscal crisis facing Nigeria. CSJ's analysis identifies £22.313 billion in non-essential projects, recommending their removal for substantial savings. Key proposal includes redirecting funds for the construction of office complexes, routine maintenance, and vehicle purchases. Additionally, CSJ underscores the need to abolish service-wide votes, proposing a transfer of items to the contingent vote or appropriation ministries, resulting in a potential savings of £358.511 billion. Highlighting the urgency of responsible fiscal management, Mr. Onyekwere emphasizes the economic challenges Nigeria faces, such as high inflation, extreme poverty and overwhelming debt service. CSJ urges the National Assembly to scrutinize and repurpose budget allocation, ensuring borrowed funds are invested wisely. The report identifies specific areas including River Basin Development Authorities and the National Rural Electrification Agency, where transparency and accountability in budgeting must be enhanced for the benefit of the Nigerian people. Veteran journalist, media entrepreneur, and former chairman of Zenith Bank, Chief Stephen Bamidele Omayofo, has highlighted the commendable evolution of robust banking system in the financial sector. However, he stressed the need for increased attention to consumer care and protection. In an interview with Souq TV, Chief Omojiafor emphasized the importance of considering the customer as king and urged that more attention be paid to addressing the yearning need of customers.
Are you on the board or you are still a customer? I say, first and foremost, I want to remain a customer of the bank. Who will come into the bank and get properly served? Who will come into the bank and feel like human? Who will come into the bank feel important? Because it's your money in the bank. Even if it's only 1,000 naira, it's your money. You need to be treated with some dignity and respect. And that was my mentality that I took into the board of the bank. I said, listen, I am not too happy the way customers are treated. It is their money, no matter how small. Treat them with respect, treat them with dignity. So they started listening to me after some time. And I said, look, customer service is extremely important.
The veteran figure commended the strength of the evolving banking system, but emphasized the significance of aligning banking practices with consumer care and protection. In a significant move towards prioritizing the health and well-being of petroleum tanker drivers, the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, has launched a health insurance scheme for its workers in the petroleum tanker driver branch. Speaking at the scheme's launch, NUPENG President Mr. William Akporela acknowledged the inherent risk and dangers associated with the profession, such as accidents, injuries, and health-related complications. He emphasized the union's obligation to provide necessary support, care, and protection for the tanker drivers. Akporela outlined the union's response to this critical need. The aim is to offer peace of mind, alleviate financial burden, and ensure timely medical intervention when required. The 21st head of service for Lagos State, Hakeem Muri Okunola, has formally retired from the state civil service, voluntarily stepping down from his role. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu described Muri Okunola as a brother, a worthy partner, and a confidant who played a vital role in stabilizing the administration of its inception. By offering valuable institutional knowledge, Muri Okunola has since assumed a new role as the principal private secretary of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. ICO Insurance PLC has been admitted as the second private domestic institutional investor in InfraCredit, following Leadway Assurance PLC's initial involvement. The Time revealed that ICO's investment equals 5% of the institution's share capital, according to the press release announcing the move. ICO Insurance's CEO, Babatunde Fajemi Rokun, commented on the transaction, noting that the company had previously invested in InfraCredit guaranteed bonds, as well as other financing arrangements supported by the organization. Over the last 2 years, ICO Insurance has invested in infra-credit guaranteed bond and participated in novel financing arrangements promoted by the company to bring infrastructure investment to areas that have been significantly underserved. We'll take a break now and return with the rest of the news. Stay with us.
My name is Dr. Rafiu Oladipo.
My name is Baba Jalal Repega.
I'm Reverend Juliet Benite.
I'm Godio Didi.
My name is Professor Oladokun Sulaiman Olarawajo.
Souq News is on the ground, loading.
Very enlightening, very educative, and entertaining.
Thank you to Souq News.
So I'm happy that Souq TV has come into existence.
I'm happy to be here in the Souq News.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and keep watching news that makes sense.
As Browning said, one's extension of one's reach should not exceed one's grasp, or what is heaven for. And I think Souq News is doing that.
Africa needs a voice of truth, and Souq News has become one of them. And get ready, get ready, get ready.
And keep watching.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. It's a place to be.
Keep watching.
Welcome back. Still in the news. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has won the 2023 Whistler Newspaper Award for Transparency and Innovation. This was disclosed in a statement by the Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPCL, Olufemi Soneye. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the company, Mr. Melekiari, received the award from the Governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, on behalf of the company during the newspaper's 2023 award night in Abuja recently. In his acceptance speech, Kiari expressed NNPCL's commitment to delivering value for its stakeholders, stressing that the award would spur the company to rededicate itself towards more transparency and innovation in its operations. The National Association of Nigerian Students have lauded President Bola Tinubu for the 2023 Yuletide season transport discount. The president of NANS, Mr. Pedro Obi, gave the commendation in a statement issued on Wednesday in Enugu, while appreciating Tinubu's commitment to the welfare of the Nigerian students. The federal government, through the Chairman Inter-Ministerial Committee on the Presidential Intervention on Public Transportation, Dele Alake, announced plans to subsidize all luxury buses for ease of transportation for citizens willing to travel for the festive holidays. Obi said that the decision demonstrated Tinubu's commitment to the welfare of Nigerians and showcased a proactive step towards alleviating the burden being faced by travelers. He noted that this discount undoubtedly eases the financial strain on many Nigerians, making it more feasible for them to reunite with loved ones and partake in the festivities. However, while appreciating this thoughtful gesture, NANS, in its advocacy for students' welfare, encouraged President Tinubu to consider extending this generosity further to students across the nation, recognizing the financial challenges faced by students, especially during the holiday season. NANS urged President Tinubu to further alleviate the burden by offering free transport for students who can be identified with their student ID cards. Away from Nigeria, in a notable shift, the Netherlands has overtaken India as the biggest buyer of the Nigerian oil, according to data from the Nigerian National Bureau of Statistics. The statistics revealed that the Netherlands purchased Nigeria's crude oil worth 2.9 trillion naira in the first 9 months of 2023, while India's imports were valued at 1.6 trillion naira. Analysts attribute this shift to sanctions related to the Ukraine conflict, driving India refineries to opt for discounted Russian oil and consequently reducing demand for Nigeria's crude oil. Indonesia and France also featured among Nigeria's oil buyers, importing 1.72 trillion naira and 1.6 trillion naira worth of crude oil respectively. Moving on, in a dramatic turn of events, President Andrzej Duda strongly condemns the state media reform spearheaded by the new appointed Polish government led by Donald Tusk, characterizing the changes as tantamount to anarchy. The government's recent decision to take a public news channel off the air and dismiss executives from state media is met with sharp criticism from Duda, who argues that the implementation of these changes sidesteps constitutional procedures, describing the actions as completely illegal. This clash underscores the intensifying tensions between the president and the pro-European Union administration, creating a contentious start to the period of cohabitation, where the president and the new government navigate the challenges of shared governance. The confrontation unfolds against a backdrop of accusations against state media, particularly TVP Info, for serving as propaganda outlets during the rule of the Nationalist Law and Justice Party. The government's move is positioned as an effort to restore impartiality, but Duda contends that the abrupt and unilateral manner in which the changes are enforced undermines established constitutional norms, heightening the political turbulence within the country. Tensions have escalated between Taiwan and China as Taiwan accuses Beijing of economic coercion and election interference following the announcement of the end of tariff cut on certain chemical imports from the island. The move, just ahead of Taiwan's January 13 elections, is seen as China's attempt to influence the political landscape. Taiwan's government and the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, condemn China's action, characterizing them as typical economic coercion, while China cites violations of 2010 trade deal and announced the suspension of tariff cuts on 12 products starting January 1. The dispute underscores the broader geopolitical challenges in the region, with both sides trading accusations amid heightened tensions. And finally, social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, experienced a global outage that affected over 77,000 US users at its peak. The disruption, which started a little after 12 a.m. Eastern Time, impacted users in Canada, Britain, France, and other countries. X Pro, previously known as Twitter Deck, also faced accessibility issues, with over 7,000 users in Canada and Britain reporting problems. The cause of the outage remains unknown, and communication attempts with X's support team were unsuccessful. Users, including those on X Pro, owned by Elon Musk, encountered difficulties viewing posts. Following Elon Musk's $44 billion acquisition of X, the social media platform underwent significant changes, including layoffs that affected engineers responsible for service stability. Users resorted to Meta's app, Thread, to discuss the outage and share difficulty access posts. Replies and profile on X. The platform's restoration brings relief to users worldwide, though concerns persist about the causes behind the disruption and the platform's stability under Musk's ownership. And that's all we can take today on News R. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Adesua Eromoselli. Good afternoon.